Now I want you to shout out your favorite team. Who's the one team that you're rooting for as the NBA season gets started? Let me know in the comments section, or if you're watching live with me right now, in the live chat of this video. First question of the day is coming from Aaron Kelly. He says, will James Wiseman play in the regular season opener? It's kind of up in the air right now. James Wiseman didn't play in the preseason due to COVID, and now there's a good chance that he might miss that regular season opener. Now, they haven't counted him out quite yet, and we haven't gotten full news on it, but I think if Wiseman is healthy, he will be the starting center for the Golden State Warriors, which is what you want when you just drafted your guy number 2 overall. So I hope he does play in the season opener for the Warriors, but because he's barely practiced and hasn't gotten any real game time play for Golden State, I wouldn't be surprised if they elect not to play him quite yet. I don't know if he's 100% ready. I know Steph Curry said that he really shined when it comes to his energy and his potential, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. I think he might need a couple more practices under his belt. But I think you could see him. They haven't ruled him out, but they also haven't said, yeah, he's ready to go. And in his 3 games at Memphis, look, the kid was special. 20 points per game, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks per game. But that was only 3 games. So this kid hasn't played in a long, long time. Might have to be a little bit patient with him. Corey Childs asks, who are the best rookies right now in the NBA? I mean, right now, Anthony Edwards finally had a good preseason game against the Dallas Mavericks. Obi Toppin has looked like a lot of fun. But if I'm going off of what I've seen in preseason, it's LaMelo Ball. I mean, the kid can pass at an NBA level. His shot, like, he's not a great shooter, but he can still score. He didn't score great in the first 2 games, scored great in the 3rd game. He is NBA ready. And I kind of can't believe, I think we'll look back on this and say, why didn't anyone doubt him? Why didn't they take him number 1 overall? But even though Minnesota didn't really need him, I'm going to say LaMelo Ball is the best rookie right now, but I think there's a lot of guys that are still up-and-comers. Maurice Jackson with the Super Chat says, should Kevin Love be traded to a contender? Yes. I mean, look, I know Kevin Love's not healthy. I know he's always hurt. I know he's making too much money. But I think he deserves to be on a contender at this point. I think he needs to get out of Cleveland. I think everyone needs to get out of Cleveland at this point because, look, if you can trade Kevin Love for a young asset, you might as well do it. So, yes, Kevin Love should absolutely be traded to a contender. I just don't know what team is actually going to look to trade for him. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of news here. This is going to be my last live mailbag on Chat Sports. And so if you want to continue to interact with me about the NBA and continue to ask me NBA questions, you're going to have to follow me on Twitter at Jimmy_Crowther to find out, basically, number 1, what's next, and number 2, continue to ask me more questions because after this Friday, y'all, no more live Q&As with Jimmy C. But don't worry, Chat Sports is going to keep you coming with all the NBA coverage. You guys don't have to worry about that. Another Super Chat coming in from Maurice Jackson. Which star do you think will sign in New York soon? I don't know. Probably not a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, they're always going to have cap space. I can't imagine. I just don't see any NBA players or NBA stars signing with them. I don't know who it actually would be. I think they have to trade for someone. And I think the only viable trade, it's like a washed-up Chris Paul or something. I don't even know. I don't think there's a lot of good options for New York in free agency that could actually end up signing with the Knicks. Colin Reed with Super Chat says, biggest second-round steal, Tyrell Terry from Dallas or Teo Maledon from OKC? I got to be honest, Teo Maledon is looking incredible for Oklahoma City. I've really liked what I've seen from him. I'm not ready to say he's the biggest second-round steal. I mean, maybe he is. I can't say it's Tyrell Terry. Let's wait until we see in the regular season. To be honest, and I know you can get more of my Mavs coverage at youtube.com/allthingsmavs, but Tyrell Terry, he's going to need a couple of years. He's not NBA ready right now. He's just not there. He's a little bit too small, and his shot decision isn't really great at this point. So I'd lean Teo Maledon, but Tyrell Terry, maybe eventually. Wamik Ali says, if the Mavs make a trade at the deadline, who should it be, and who can they give up for that player? I think it needs to be a wing again, unless it's Josh Richardson, or unless they don't want to give up Josh Richardson. I'm not trading him right now. He's looked great. He's been a great fit. I like him. I also like Zach LaVine, and I like Victor Oladipo too. Now, Oladipo's looked terrible in the preseason, but I'm continuing to be a believer that he will turn it around. And if he does, and if the Mavs can only have to give up, maybe a future pick and maybe one of their younger guys, fine, do it. Pull the trigger. But it all depends on what they have to give up. They just need one more defensive-minded guy, and Oladipo might be that guy. Now, I do want to tell you about this deal, Fanatics, or really this offer right now where they're giving you all the latest City Edition gear at chatsports.com/NBA City. Whatever team you're a fan of, they have their City Edition gear available today at Fanatics. Chatsports.com/NBA City. You can get hats, you can get jerseys, you can get t-shirts, you can get shorts, you can get backpacks for crying out loud. You might as well go get them at this awesome link, chatsports.com/NBA City. If you order today, you can get your products before Christmas rolls around. Leo Sparks says, are the Milwaukee Bucks making any more moves? And if so, what are they doing? They don't really have any room to do anything else. I think they could maybe make a trade here or there, but I don't think they have a lot of assets left after they traded away all their draft picks, for Drew Holiday. So I don't think they're going to make any more moves, but if they want to get a defensive wing, Andre Roberson is still available. Jeff O'Baller says, Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell? I'm going to lean Donovan Mitchell, but Devin Booker's a better scorer. The only reason I say Donovan Mitchell is because he's more proven. But I think Booker, could end up being the better player in the long run. But right now, I think you got to lean Mitchell because he's just a little bit more proven. Booker has all the opportunity in the world, though, to be the better player. The Brennanator says, should the NBA add a 4-point line? No. Like, at this point, the NBA is already spaced out far enough. And I know if you space it out, you probably space it out more with the 4-point line, but why add more rules like that? I think it's just dumb. It's probably going to lead to more reviews. It's just going to slow down things like that. So I say no. It's just one more thing that the NBA doesn't really need. Need Too Crazy or Nay Too Crazy says, who is the top 3 for most improved? Ooh, good question. I'll go Michael Porter Jr. is up there. This isn't in any order, but Michael Porter Jr. is up there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is up there. And I would say Darius Bazley or DeAndre Ayton could be up there too. So that's 4 guys. I'll go Ayton over Bazley. But I think Ayton, SGA, Michael Porter Jr. Those could be your 3 that you watch out for the most improved player award in 2021. Cole Detwiler says, who could the Celtics trade for and who is the best player they could trade for? I think if they're willing to give up Jaylen Brown, they could go out and get a guy like Bradley Beal if he becomes available from Washington. But I don't think that's going to happen. If they want to go with like a big man that they want to go out and get, it's probably Miles Turner, and they don't have to give up Jaylen Brown in that situation. And in all honesty, I don't know if I would give up Jaylen Brown, even unless it's for Bradley Beal. I'm just not going to do that. But Miles Turner at this point could be your best option if you want a guy that can protect the rim, stretch the floor, and do a little bit more than guys like Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, and even like Grant Williams can do on the floor for you. I know I'm high on Miles Turner. I know I talk about him a lot on the Celtics channel. But at the end of the day, I think he's such a good fit, and I don't know why the Celtics wouldn't consider it a little bit more. JT Brown says, do you think the offense is too easy in the NBA? Look, to say it's too easy is stupid because it's just as hard as it ever has been. And I know the fouls and stuff you see like on Michael Jordan's film, great, whatever. But like there was also a lot of bad defense in that day too. So yeah, I think the NBA has gotten a little bit soft and has made the NBA offense easier for other players, but it makes it more fun. So to say it's too easy, I just don't agree with that. It's going to be hard no matter what. You're playing against professional athletes. CCKCC Fishing says, thoughts on Tyler Herro. Producer Brett brought this up because I hated Tyler Herro during the NBA draft, and I've been proven wrong. And Tyler Herro, if you're watching this show, I sincerely apologize for giving the Heat basically an F grade for drafting you in the lottery. I looked like a fool. I know that now, and I'm really high on the kid. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player for a long time. I think the only thing that needs to improve is probably his ball handling skills, and I think he's getting there. Very high on Tyler Herro, and again, much apologies to Tyler Herro. Mr. Fresh says, when do you think LeBron will retire? I think he'll play 1 year with Bronny, and then he'll get out of the NBA. I think that's how it'll probably go. So I think he'll play into his 40s, pretty well into his 40s, like 42 or 43 years old, and then I think he'll be gone. But look, LeBron has done so well at taking care of his body. I think he could play probably until he's 45 and continue to do it at a decent level. Now, I don't think he wants to do that. I think he'd rather play until he knows he can't put up 20 points per game anymore, and at some point that's going to happen. But I think he definitely wants to play at least 1 year with his kid, which is going to be pretty soon in the near future. Shadrian Wojnarania says, are the Mavs a top 2 seed? I know why you're asking this. Because John Hollinger recently said that he's projecting the Mavs to be a top 2 seed after finishing with a 45-27 record. Remember, shortened NBA season, so don't freak out that it's not 50 wins. Top 2 feels ambitious, though. Look, I'm the most optimistic Mavs fan you'll ever meet in your life. But top 2, I don't think you can guarantee me they're going to be better than the Lakers, the Clippers, and even the Nuggets. I mean, those are 3 teams that I would pick above the Mavs right now. I have the Mavs as a top 4 seed, and I think that's great. I think the Mavs fans should be happy with that. But a top 2 seed, I just can't get there. Unless there are injuries to the Clippers, the Lakers, and or the Nuggets. That's the only way that it would probably happen. Now, you guys know me as Hater Jimmy sometimes on this channel, so I want to know who your least favorite NBA player is. Who is one player that you love to hate? For me, it's always going to be Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade. But also, I don't love James Harden right now. In fact, I'm tired of all the whining that he's doing. So let me know in the comment section, who is your least favorite player?